Up on my iPad. I announced that I was doing this live literally like 10 minutes ago, so I'm hoping that people pop on. If you're watching this later, welcome back. I haven't posted in so long and I am so sorry about it. I've been so busy with my new job and getting in the routine of having like the first part of the week is work and then the second part of the week is cakes, and I've just got out of the routine. And I've actually got quite a few videos filmed, but I just haven't edited them because I haven't had the time. So I thought, well, I don't have to edit, so I thought I'll just go live. Hopefully people will join because I know you guys love the lives, and I'm trying to get back on the lives because, like I say, I know you love them and I like doing them. There's no editing, so that's always a bonus. But yeah, hi to everyone that's joining. I just need to bring it up on my iPad so I can actually see what you're saying. But yeah, so I hope that everyone is good and that you've missed me, because I have missed YouTube so much, honestly. I was just in a bit of a rut where I wasn't like uploading, but I need to actually get back in the routine because whenever I film a YouTube video, I feel 1,000 times better. So I just need to get back on it, and then we'll be back doing 2 videos a week. I'm trying to do 1 live a week. That's what I've set myself the goal of. So this is the first live, so you can hold me to it. And feel free to message me and badger me about videos, because I've had a couple of people, not badger me, but like be like, where are you, Amy? Why aren't you uploading? And it's made me want to upload because I realise how much you guys actually like care whether I upload or not. So yeah, I'm good. I am doing really, really good. I hope everyone else is as well. And if you haven't already seen the title, we're doing an Easter themed cake. So it's for a birthday, but it's just Easter themed. So it's got cream eggs on it. I'm gonna do chocolate orange eggs. They said that they wanted like a cream egg cake, and they sent me an image, which I'll show you in a second. And it looked a little bit plain, so I'm gonna add a few more bits onto it to make it look a bit nicer. And add like my touch to it, but the flavour of the cake is chocolate orange, so that's why I thought I'll get chocolate orange eggs, because I know that they'll like them because they've already got a chocolate orange cake. And then I've got mini eggs as well, and we're just going to do a mixture. I've also got a big egg, so like a proper Easter egg, and then I'm going to break it into little shards and then put that on there as well. Hopefully it looks good, hopefully they like it. I will show you. We got the iPad. We're like back to back in the day when we used to have the iPad for all of the chat. So let me bring up the photo. But like I say, I'm hoping it looks better than this, because no offense to whoever's cake this is, but I want to do it better than that. So that is what we're going for. I don't really like the drip on that, so I'm going to make it a bit nicer. And then with the trim around the bottom, that's just some sprinkles. So again, we can do that, and it's going to have a border around the bottom with buttercream because I don't like a plain board. So yeah, we're going for that, but cuter. I haven't used this iPad. This is how long I haven't used this iPad. My camera roll, that is when I was in Cyprus. All those photos of me, well, they're actually videos from when I vlogged, but that's how long it's been since I've used this iPad. Like the last time I did a live must have been like November, and we're in April. That's shocking. Apologies in advance. So yeah, I've had loads of messages about the lives, so we're back on it, okay? Apologies for the delay. Right, before we get started, whilst people are still joining. Hi Amy, how are you? I am lovely, Susie. I am like great. Very, very good at the moment. So yeah, we're loving life. Thank you for asking. I hope that everyone else is well. What have I been up to? I've just been busy working. And also, I feel like this needs to be mentioned, but since I had COVID, I just felt so tired all the time. Like literally, I will work for not even a long amount of time. Like, you guys know me, I used to do like 12-hour days, and then I would be up doing a live until like 2 a.m. like a crazy person. and I wouldn't even be that tired. Whereas now I am just so tired after a few hours of working. I have to have a full-blown break. So ever since COVID, I've just been like that. And like my sister had it, so she had the same thing where she was like just feeling really tired all the time, and she still does. So yeah, that's a bit annoying, and that's kind of why I've been like not wanting to upload, because I've just been so lethargic and tired. But I'm forcing myself to do this because I know that, one, I enjoy it, so it'll make me feel better, and also you guys love it, so that's the main thing. It's crazy whenever you're decorating, I also have to make a cake. It's like we're just in sync, like, love it. So, the moment you've all been waiting for, we're gonna start decorating. Apologies for the angle. If you could see this setup, you would be shocked. I'll put a photo on my Instagram afterwards, but basically I'm using like a mini egg box like this, and then you're on a little iPhone stand, but you're like on the side, and then I've got a pair of scissors behind you to push you forward because I can't find the attachment for my tripod. So I've got a tripod, but I can't find the little phone attachment, so I can't put it on there. So you should be able to see the cake. I think the scissors has moved slightly. There you go. So you will be able to see the cake. It'll be here. So please excuse the setup. Like, this is what happens when I haven't done lives for like 6 months. But yeah, right. Let's get started. So it's a 4-inch cake. I'll show you it quickly before we do all the piping. As we all know, 4-inch cakes never crumb coat nicely. It's never pretty. This is how the crumb coat looks. It's always very messy. Don't talk to me about it because, yeah, they're so wobbly. I hate it, but I still love them because they're really cute. So we're going to shove this back in just while we put our stuff in a piping bag. The OGs will remember the blue piping bags. I had a few occasions where I bought cheaper ones, and I also tried reusable before anyone comes for me. And they just, one, they're reusable. They were greasy. I find that I wash them, put them in the dishwasher, I used normal washing up stuff, and they just held the butter from the buttercream, so they ended up being really greasy and oily, which is not great. So I can't use a reusable. And the little white ones, the clear ones, I had a live, which I did, and they just kept bursting. Like every 5 seconds they just kept bursting, and I was like, I'm not doing this. So we now buy the industrial ones from Amazon because they are my favourite and I love them. I need a glass to put this in. I will be right back. So, I feel really weird. I'm wearing a turtleneck, and then I was cold, so I put a jumper on, but now I feel like I look really weird. Excuse the outfit. Oh, and we're also not wearing an apron. God. See, everyone always moans at me because I never wear an apron. And then I wonder why I'm covered in buttercream. Right. Let's get started. So, we have chocolate orange buttercream. This smells amazing. I had to taste a bit, obviously with a separate spatula, not like one that I'm using. Because you have to make sure with, like, I'd say chocolate orange and lemon, that they are, like, they taste enough like it. Because when you're using the, like, synthetic flavouring, so, like, chocolate, you're obviously using cocoa powder and chocolate, so you can usually, I know my measurements for that, I don't need to taste it. But when I'm using this is a new one, I don't normally use this, but it's, I don't know how to say it, Nielsen Massey. I don't normally use this. I normally use Dr. Oetker, love it, but I ran out and I couldn't find it in the shop, so I had to buy this one, which is more expensive, and it was really strong when I opened it, like ridiculously strong. So I had to make sure that the taste was nice, but yeah, I would definitely make sure that you check when doing like lemon and orange, because they're really hard to get the flavour for. I find that they always smell like they're really flavoursome, and then you get a spatula and I can't taste the orange or the lemon, but they smell like it, and it's because the flavouring smells so strong, but it actually isn't. It's very annoying. So yeah, always recommend that. But most other flavours I never usually try, but it's usually just like a teaspoon. of flavouring, but that's because I do 2 blocks of butter, so I usually use more. But yes, right. I'm just trying to get some of the air bubbles out of this because I did leave it mixing for a little while, which was probably a bad idea. Also, I'm going out tonight. I am a very sociable person now, you'll be glad to know. You guys probably remember when I used to do lives on a Friday night instead of going out. Obviously it's Saturday today, but I didn't have much of a social life because of COVID. And you'll be glad to know that I'm a little social butterfly now. I am going out for drinks this evening. I was out last weekend and I'm still getting all my cakes done. So this is for tomorrow, which is why I'm doing it now. And then I'm gonna go out at 7. So we'll get this done probably by like 5:30 because it's a really easy design. And then I'm gonna get ready and go out. Right. I'm also having a takeaway tonight because for anyone that doesn't follow, but if you're interested, because I have a few people that do follow and they care, you might not. But some people follow my fitness page. It's called The Baker That Lifts on Instagram. But I know a couple of you, I mean, I don't even know how many a couple is, but I know quite a few of you do follow it, fellow bakers. So if you're interested, go and have a little nose, because that's what I do in my free time. I obviously work at the gym now, but I also lift weights because I love it. Right. That's the only thing about these bags. They're so big that it's like a full job to do it. So here we go. It's just so cute. I love 4-inch cakes so much. So scrape the board so it looks pretty, even though we're going to cover it, but I just like to get all the like hardened buttercream off so that whatever is on there is going to be the fresh stuff which hasn't been refrigerated for as long. Right, there we go. Scissors. So in case anyone's forgotten, I'll give you a little walkthrough because I know I used to just do things because I think people got used to it. But I pipe just in lines with a piping bag. Some people use a spatula. I find that I can't get it even if I do that. So we are going for piping bag. As I get higher, you should be able to see. And I always do a generous coat. People probably think it's too thick, but I've never had any complaints. So I always do a super generous coat and then you can always scrape it off. So there's so many air bubbles. It keeps popping in my face. Right. Speedy. And then we don't need to worry too much about the top because it's going to have a drip over it, so I'm not worried about that. But we mainly need to make sure the sides look good. So any gaps, just fill those in. So we have a decent amount left because we've literally only got to go around the edge for the board, and we will be scraping a lot of this off, so that will also make a huge difference. So shove these over here and then just flatten out the top. There we go. Right, scraper as usual, they haven't changed. always Finch Bakery. It's my favourite. Just works wonders. So, forgot how much 4-inch cakes move. I'm going to hold on to that one. And then fill in any gaps. So, we're going to have to go over it a few times because there's lots of air bubbles, which is fine. So, this is why you don't over mix your buttercream. Hello to the new person. I don't want to pronounce your name wrong. I think it's Noir. Right, just need to tidy up the top section and then we can do the sprinkles and the drip, I'd say. Probably sprinkles first. Right, I'm just deciding where the front is, if it stops moving. So, we want it there. Oh, hello. There are lots. Long time no see, I know. If you go back and watch the first bit, I explained, or mansplained, because I explained way too much, But yeah, basically I haven't been live for ages, but we're back, so we're good. Do you dowel your 4-inch cakes? Never. I never dowel a cake that is 1 tier. So no matter how big it is, I will never dowel a cake that is only 1 cake, if that makes sense. If it's a 2 tier, so like 2 cakes on top of each other, then I'll dowel it because the weight, but I do not dowel my single tier cakes. What I would recommend is do it in 2 parts. So every single cake I make, I do it over 2 days, and I've never had any complaints of it being dry or anything like that. So what I do is, so yesterday, which was Friday, this cake is for tomorrow, Friday I bake it and crumb coat it, leave it overnight so that it is completely like solid by the next day. Then it means that when I come to decorate it now, it's not going to move, it's not wobbly at all, and that is because I've left it overnight with plenty of time. So I would recommend doing things over 2 days. I will never make a cake unless it is a very last minute order, and I'm usually very particular about which last minute orders I take on. But unless it is a very last minute order, I never make a cake all in 1 day. So I don't usually bake, crumb coat and decorate a cake all in 1 day. Just because it's stressful, it makes my life harder because then I'm stressing about something that I don't need to stress about. It's something that I can do like with my eyes closed, literally. So if you are rushed, then you end up like making mistakes sort of thing. So yeah, I don't like to decorate cakes all in 1 day. So I give myself plenty of time and do it in 2 stages. And like I say, no one's ever complained, so I don't see anything wrong with doing it over 2 days. So I would definitely recommend that. And then you don't have to dowel it because it's set. Like I could decorate this, which may take say an hour, and it is completely fine being out the fridge for that hour, and I could shake it and it's not going to fall over because it's been set overnight. How many cake orders do you get on a monthly basis? Not looking for an exact number. Over the month it changes, but usually week, I go by week. It's usually 3 at the moment, usually 3 a weekend. However, there was a weekend, 2 weeks ago, where I had 5 in 1 weekend. Then in February 1 week, I had 7 or 8 in 1 weekend. So, yeah. My Instagram is literally just Sweet Things by Amy. You'll be able to find it because it will have the same logo, but it's just exactly the same as my name. So yeah, it really depends. Also with cakes, I find it depends on the month, it depends on the time of month, when people book in and as to whether they have money, stuff like that. So yeah, it makes a huge difference. How do you keep your cake so level and the frosting so clean? Practice, if I'm completely honest. It didn't take me that long to master. It was probably one of the only things that I managed to master pretty quick, without like blowing my own trumpet, but like it is smooth. So 1, it's the ratio of buttercream to the buttercream? Ratio of butter to icing, that's what I meant. I do 2 blocks of butter and I do it in blocks. I don't cut up a block, it's too much hassle. So for this I did 2 blocks of butter and then 750 grams. So 2 blocks is 500 grams and then I did 750 grams of icing sugar. I never do double because it means that it is literally very, very difficult to actually scrape the cake because you've got really, really thick buttercream. I'm not used to talking this much, my voice is going. So yeah, I would not recommend doing any higher ratio. I see people that do double, but I don't know how they do it. And also you end up having to add milk or water, which is very temperamental because as soon as it goes cold, so people add hot water to their icing. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with this, but I personally can't do it because my kitchen is usually like a freezer in the evening. Today it's nice and warm, but usually it's like a freezer. And if you add hot water, the way that it works is it's fine if you're very quick and you've got it all on quickly. But if you start putting that icing on and the water that you've put in there, the boiling water, it goes cold, then I'm sure you can imagine the icing that you've just put on your cake, which you might not have scraped yet, smoothed, it goes rock solid, and I've had it happen a couple of times and it is stressful. I've literally had to scrape it all off and start again. So that's why I don't do it, because if you aren't quick enough, or if your kitchen is too cold, then the icing will go solid, because as soon as that water that you've put in it to make it all soft goes cold, then it sets. So I personally just use less icing sugar. I think it's easier, it's less ingredients, you don't have to think about it. And with milk needs to be in the fridge. So if you put milk, it's different with a baked cake. Like the cake layers are fine out of the fridge because they're baked, whereas obviously milk, it's not baked. Like, I don't really know, would you refer to it as raw? I'm not really sure, but basically you can't leave milk out the fridge or like in a warm room. So it means that if you put milk in your icing sugar, in your, I can't speak. If you put milk in your buttercream, then it can't be out the fridge for a long period of time. That is the simplest way to explain it. So yeah, that's why I don't use milk in my buttercream, because if someone leaves it out the fridge, then it could go a bit off. So yeah, I wouldn't want to risk it. So yeah, milk needs to be kept in the fridge. So if you put milk in your buttercream, you should be keeping your cakes in the fridge, or you should be recommending that your customers don't leave them out for longer than 2 hours. Thank you, Martin, for answering that. Yeah, 500 grams of butter, 750 icing sugar. And then if you're doing ones that require like melted chocolate, then I usually would do probably about the same, but they're just a bit softer. So just be aware that if you're doing like white chocolate, as soon as you add the melted white chocolate, it's going to be a lot smoother, which I prefer working with. But again, it's going to need slightly longer in the fridge to set. But like I say, I leave mine overnight, so I don't have that issue. But yeah, 100 out of 10. Thanks. That's very sweet. My voice definitely isn't beautiful. It's very deep, but you know, it's fine. I'll take the compliment. So we're going to shove this in the fridge. No, we're not. Sprinkles. What am I thinking? It's because I'm chatting. I'm talking way more than I am doing, which I know most of you don't mind. I get the odd comment, which is like, can you do more? Can you stop chatting? But we all know that I can talk for England. Do I have what I'm looking for? I haven't bought sprinkles in so long because, as you can see, I have way too many. What am I looking for? Bear with, I will be back. Sorry, I'm in my own world. What am I looking for? I thought I had some of these sprinkles. It's not the end of the world because I can put, I can make my own. I might crush up some chocolate chips, maybe? We're going to shove this in the fridge because I don't know what the hell I'm doing right now. I will answer questions in a memento. Oh, I found them. I knew I had them. Oh. It's a little bit dusty because it's been in the corner. I literally have never used these. Because I don't really do, like, my cakes are usually quite colourful, so I can't use chocolate sprinkles, like chocolate coloured sprinkles. But we have these, which I got from TK Maxx for £5, would definitely recommend. And look at this massive thing. It's literally the size of my head. Yeah, I pay like £3 for this. So, as you can see, absolute bargain. But these are little chocolate swirls. So we're going to shove those all around the bottom. To make a little border, and then we're going to do the drip, and then we'll add all the fun stuff on it. So yeah, we'll be done quickly because this is a very easy cake. How's my new job going? Absolutely lovely. I love it. For those of you that don't know, I work in a gym. It is not a commercial gym, so most people think of like a pure gym or a gym group. If you're like nosy, like I don't really care if you are, feel free to have a nose. But my gym account that I mentioned is the Baker That Lifts, but the gym that I work at is called Physique Gym. And yeah, it's basically a, what do you call it? An independent gym. So like it has owners who are just like kind of normal people, opposed to like a big franchise company that has like 100 over the UK. So it's a lot more personal. It's very like a family environment. And I basically work on the front desk. So I make shakes, I serve people, I do memberships, I make food, coffees, I clean the gym, I have to close and like open it, yeah, tidy the gym, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I absolutely love it, because it's very like, I feel like I'm just working with like a family, that everyone is so lovely there, and it's like very close knit. Whereas like normal gyms that I've been to before, they're not like that. Like a pure gym, like I'd go in there and I don't talk to anyone, and no one talks to me. Whereas this is very different. But yeah, I absolutely love it. So I do that 4 days a week, but they're not like 7-hour shifts. They're like, no, 5 days a week. But like I say, most of them are like 4 or 5 hours at a time, and then I just go to the gym afterwards. So I train at the same place. So yes, but it's a bodybuilding gym. So I absolutely love it, because yeah, I am quite into my fitness at the moment. I mean, I have been for like months, but yeah, definitely more so recently. So yeah. But if you want to have a nose at all my PBs and stuff, because I'm a bit of a gym rat, then yeah, go and check out my Instagram, because you can go and have a look at me lifting heavy stuff, which I think is very interesting. Right. Anyway, enough about that. How many slices can you get from this cake? I usually advise 8, and that is 8 full height, and then you can cut it in half if you want like finger portions. So like if you was at a kid's party, you never get like a full slice of cake, you always get like half height. So my cakes are so tall that you can cut it in half height wise, and then you have like a nice little finger portion. So I usually tell people 8, and then I say double if you cut it in half. I'm glad you're enjoying it. I'm terrible at multitasking and always panic when making coffees and serving because I start flapping about. I used to be a waitress / server. I don't think I could be a waitress or a server. This is like at a desk, so I'm not like, I'm serving multiple people, but I'm not like running around having to remember where people are and like what they've ordered. Like the person is right in front of me, and 9 times out of 10 I'm like, what flavour was that protein shake that you ordered? Because I can't remember. So my memory is shocking, but no one seems to mind. Like I say, everyone's really, really nice there. So I just ask people again because they all know that my memory is shocking. But yeah, I just love it. So yeah, that's the update on that. I need to stop talking about it because I love it so much. But yeah, right. We are going to put these onto the side of the cake. I need a little tray. What can I use? Tell me! As if you guys are gonna know. Can I use you? I need like a little plate or something to put all these on. Right guys, plate with a ridge. Would recommend having a ridge, otherwise they're just gonna fall off of there. That's probably too many. There we go. Let's give this a go. I have washed my hands, just in case anyone was wondering. I just washed them now. So, because it's been in the fridge, it's a tad firm, which is what we want, but it isn't solid, so the sprinkles will press into it, but it's just had like a 5 minutes. But yeah, it's like firm enough that if I shoved my finger into it, it hopefully wouldn't do too much damage, but at the same time, we can actually do some sprinkles in it. So how am I going to do this? Okay, that's what we're going for. Apologies, I need to concentrate. for this, so talk amongst yourselves for a second while I get busy doing this. How do you manage to keep your prices with the recent increase of prices? Did you increase your prices or just earn less? I increased my prices in January, so yeah, most people do it either in January or April. I did it in January just because New Year and all that. Whereas some people do it in April because that's the end of the tax year. But a lot of, I'd say, normal people, like, I'm not being rude, but like the average person might not know that April is the end of the tax year. So it gives you more reason to up them in the new year, because I just say, oh, it's January, like New Year, so I'm upping them. Whereas, like I say, if I say tax year to people, they might go, what the hell are you on about? So it's just easier for people to understand if you say like inflation, New Year and all that. So that's what I do. So yeah, I did up them only by like the main cake price. I upped by like £5 to £10. I did it for £5 for the 4-inch cakes, but for like the 8-inch they were 10, because I was charging £10 more for an 8-inch cake than a 6-inch. An 8-inch is literally like double the size, so, or double the mix at least, especially to get it as tall as my cakes. So I was losing so much money because everyone kept going for the 8-inch cake, and I obviously was undercharging for it. And then obviously the extras that people buy, they go up in themselves, but they're charged as extras. So like cake toppers, flowers, all of that, like I buy it from a shop or I make it myself, so they're just charged whatever cost that is. But in terms of like the actual cake price, that's gone up. Are you taking on less orders now you have another job? No, so I still take on the same amount, because basically the way that it worked is, because my cakes are Thursday to Sunday, it's very rare that I do a cake midweek. I do it occasionally, but not that often, not like on a weekly basis. So I take on the same amount of orders, but I still do everything, because I work Monday to Thursday and then I close on a Sunday. But that's a short shift, and I don't usually bake on a Sunday, it's usually collections. So I usually bake Thursday, Friday and Saturday, apart from postals. So yes, so I'm still taking on the same amount, I'm just working more, which I don't mind. I like being busy, so yes. Cool concept to charge for decoration. Yeah, I never used to, but what I do now is I charge based on an hourly rate. So for example, a 6-inch cake would start from 55. So that includes the ingredient cost of the 6-inch cake before anything's added. And then what is it? The hourly rate. So I usually say £15 an hour for 3 hours to do a cake, which then brings you to 45. For 4-inch cakes, it's 2.5, which is why they're cheaper. 2.5 hours, that is. And then, yeah, so then you just add the decoration on. So if there's chocolates, I add a couple of pounds per however many chocolates there are. Then if there's cake toppers, flowers, if they want a drip and a border, then that's an extra £5, because it's not just the ingredients, it's also the time included in that. So yeah, I started doing it like that because I saw other people do it and it looked like it worked quite well. Because yeah, otherwise, if someone had a really complex design, they weren't being charged for it. They were getting a very good cake for a very cheap price. So that's why I put it up, because I was doing all these cakes with loads of fondant work and I was charging like a tenner for the fondant work, and it needed to be like 20 or more. Because I was like, there's some cakes, you may have seen like a recent one where I made this unicorn to go on the top and a rainbow and all these little clouds, and yeah, and I charged like £10 for the fondant work on that previously, whereas now I don't. But I made that same cake previously and then the same person ordered it again, but obviously because my prices have gone up, it changed. But yeah, I was severely undercharging. But that is what happens when you're starting out, because you don't know what you're doing, and like no one tells you how to price stuff and all of that. So yeah, it is a struggle. Right. If you could only choose one, would you rather only sell cakes or smaller items like cookies, brownies, not considering the money, just enjoyment? I enjoy cakes more. I do enjoy cakes more. But I enjoy the variety that Postals gives. However, I do find Postals a lot more stressful. I just like making like cookies, but when you have lots of orders, it is stressful. I honestly don't know how people do it when they only do Postals, because I obviously take on less orders because I do cakes. Yeah, because that is stressful. What am I thinking? I think I need more. How have you found leaving Etsy? I haven't actually, so what I did, I haven't actually left it yet, because again, just haven't had time to like close it all, because I'm not fully closing it. So what I'm doing is I'm leaving all of my digital products on there, because obviously I don't have to do anything with those. Like, I've made the product, but now it's like I sell my file, so I can leave that on there because it gets automatically sent when people buy it. So what I'm doing is I'm taking all of the like edible items off of Etsy and then leaving any like spreadsheets and stuff on there. So yes, that's why I haven't come off there yet. I lost my train of thought then. So yeah, I haven't actually come off yet, but I will be soon. I just need to actually do it. I just have not had the time. I completely forgot. But yeah, it will be interesting when I do leave it, because it'll be interesting to see whether I get more on the website. I do usually get more orders on the website even now than Etsy, just because Etsy is just, it's so populated now. And also, like, no offense, but there's plenty of people that are undercutting me in terms of price. They're undercutting everyone. But there's people that, I mean, they don't have great reviews because they might not be registered, or they haven't got their customer service up to a good standard. But there are plenty of people that are selling brownies on Etsy for like £5 for a tray, and I'm obviously selling it for like 11, and they're gonna sell. Like they're gonna sell more than mine because they're cheaper. But what people don't realise is cheaper isn't always better. And then they end up leaving a bad review and saying like, oh, it didn't arrive on time, or it wasn't very good. So yeah, but that's why I kind of can't be bothered with Etsy anymore, because there's just so many people on there that you can't keep up. There's just so much content that there isn't room for all of us when it comes to postals. It's different with cakes because obviously I would say your skill makes a huge difference. Whereas brownies, apart from like the way that it looks and like the way you decorate it and the taste, which people wouldn't know before they bought it, if they're looking at a listing, they're going to go on price, because if they've never tried it before, like price and reviews. So yeah, that is why it's so difficult on Etsy, but that's all right, because yeah, I do prefer the cakes, but they're just a lot more work, but that's also fine. More time consuming than everything else. Okie dokie. We're going to shove that back in the fridge, and then we're going to melt the drip. And when it comes to postal, did your order numbers lower with you not posting? Yeah, they definitely did. I still get a regular amount of digital orders, so like for my spreadsheets, for my order logs, all that kind of stuff. I still get a regular amount of orders for those, so that's fine, and obviously cakes, and I'm working 2 jobs. But yeah, they definitely went down. But yeah, it's just because you are your own advertisement. So by me not posting, people like not forget about you, but they're not seeing you every day, so they're not reminded. Whereas when you're when I'm posting regular YouTube videos and all of that, I'm in people's face, so then they're like, oh, okay, I'll place an order for that, because they're reminded. So that's what you got to remember, like when you're posting on your socials for your business. Like if you're not posting, people will forget about you, or like they won't know that you're still around. So that's why you have to be so like on top of things. How old were you when you started driving? I'm so excited for my provisional license to come. I'm 17. I started like as soon as I could at 17, and then I passed when you could. What was like the earliest age you can pass? I passed like as soon as I could. I was like the first of my friends to start driving. I need to melt this drip. So chocolate spread, drip, as always, and it is Stockwell's, or you can use Cadbury. Either is fine. I'm just going to check my messages, because I know that quite a few have popped up whilst we're doing this. My hands are so chocolatey. BRB, it will stop for a second, but I will be back. Right, we're good. I'm going to wash my hands, shove this in the microwave, and then I'll be back. And then we'll do the drip. Right, we're all melted. I do 2 lots of 20 seconds in the microwave, 2 separate lots, and then you're ready to go. How did it go with the Easter postals? I haven't done like specific Easter postals. I'm doing Easter brownies, which you may have seen in my stories, but they're just like people can buy them as and when. Like people can buy them all the way up to Easter. So I posted one last week and the week before. So yeah, it just depends. Like people can order them whenever, so they're not specifically for Easter. I need to actually do some Easter boxes. I was meant to, but I've just been so busy. I'm hoping that I can do it maybe like Monday, so that people can order those, but it'll be super last minute. So we will see. Right. So pour this on. You just got to commit when it comes to the chocolate spread drip. And then just tip it down the sides. I love chocolate spread drip. It's just the elite of all. So creamy and smooth. There we go. That looks so creamy. Oh, I love it. Right, that's the front. We need a nozzle on this bad boy. Right, new piping bag, scissors. I'm hoping I haven't cut that too big. Nope. Right. There we go. And then I'm just going to do a little border around the bottom to hide. I'm hoping that I have enough. Oh, we don't have enough. Maybe we don't do a border. The original cake didn't have a border, but I was trying to be smart. Okay, so use a sharp knife and clean off the board in a second. Need a knife. We've got some halves. And then I'm gonna pipe. So I'm not gonna cover the whole board because we don't have enough, which is fine. But I'm going to just pipe in 2 sections down here. I love it. It's so cute. A little bit of buttercream there. I'm gonna put. Hi, Jilly. I'm gonna break a little bit of this. Just put a few like shards on there. Right, that is all done. She is all done. So, this is what it looks like. I love it. So, let me show you the top. That's what the top looks like. The side. and then me. My makeshift tripod just fell. Bear with. I'm still here. Right, so, how do you not just want to face plant into it? Honestly, the smell actually makes me feel slightly sick. Not because I don't like it, but because it's so sweet. Like, literally, the smell of all that chocolate is just, it's too much for me. However, give me like cheese and crackers or something and I'll be like away. But yeah, it's just chocolate. I've got chocolate all over me. But yeah, that was the live. I hope you enjoyed. If you missed it, please go back and watch. Feel free. And let me have a little check quickly. So there's 13 of you watching, and only 6 of you have liked it. If you haven't liked it, get liking, and I will see you in the next live. If you don't like it, I won't do another live. That's a lie. I'm just kidding. But yeah, so I hope you enjoyed. I had lots of fun. And we managed to do it in 60 minutes, which is quick for me. Usually I'm on here for like 5 hours. So I hope you enjoyed. There will be another live probably next weekend. And hopefully it will be one a week at least. So yeah, we are back on it with the lives. So I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you later.